and throttle up. Discovery, go and throttle up.
Wait a minute. Pop, when I hear these songs, I picture half-built launch pads. Dude. No joke. I've had a want to go build again. Pads. Is that bad? I don't know. Dude, I wanna fire up KSP1 and make launch pads again. Like, it's just not something that's there in KSP2 yet. We did show that Kraken Tech does work,
Go and throttle up.
but I want it before vehicle. Yeah, I never finished that Mechazilla build. Yeah, because I had like, I don't know what happened that day, dude. I couldn't do it. Couldn't stream. Like, as I get older, some days I can do, like, when I was 24, 25, just bust out like a 12-hour stream, no problem. Like yesterday, man, we played Hearts till 1 in the morning. I switched to cities at 8, and before I knew what was going on, it was 1 o'clock. I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't, yeah. Other days I can only do, sometimes I do like 6 to 8 hours, and I'm like, you know, other days I'm just like, no, I must game, you know. But yeah, I've kind of gotten a hankering to just jump back into KSV1, and what I really want to do is fix Venture Star's pad. I want to fix it. I know it's a project. Oh, I know. I want to fix it. I want to fix the small one first, Aqualux, and just make it work. Hang on. I would really like to do that, but I thought we would play KSP2 and build a Pelican today, but I don't know. Figured do the challenge, but yeah. So no Electron. It's too windy, guys. It's too windy. And you know what's weird? The freaking music. Maybe we want to do it. The other thing is that we could put the neutral safety switch in the truck. I gotta take apart the shifter. Maybe we could do that later tonight. But yeah. I used all my rage from the Bruins losing to finish the back end of the truck. It's all done. The back of the truck is completely finished, but dude, I wired it all up, and I must have wired something wrong because there's no left turn signal. I'm like, the left turn signal don't work.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Sorry for double tagging. I don't care if you double tag, dude. That doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. Doesn't mean I'm not going to give you crap for it, Aqualux. But yeah, no, it doesn't bother me. But seriously though, Aqualux. Seriously though, Aqualux. I'm just messing with you. I actually don't care. Would you be able to clear the challenge in one day? The Pelican? Yeah, shouldn't be too hard. We'll just give it fixed wings and use Panther engines. That's what I did back in the day. What's a Pelican? It's the dropship from Halo. What about a triple tag, though? How did Italy go last night?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I've done better. Arsenal, So, I'm quickly realizing that doing what Mussolini wanted to do and building out that huge freaking army sapped a ton of resources and basically sapped the resources that I would have otherwise used to build like a navy and like an air force, and my air force and navy got spanked. But we did I held Libya. I invaded a little bit of France. We got Nice, so that's kind of nice. Beautiful city. And I held Ethiopia too, and I took out on the Gulf of Aden right there. The two other colonies that were French and British. I wiped those off the map. So I try not to, but in the mornings I'm on my phone and can't see 5 words. Don't worry about it, dude. It honestly does not bother me. I really don't. I don't notice it unless you guys notice it. I don't even see the code anymore. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead. Breaking through the Alps is the hardest part. Good on you. Yeah, we did okay. Like, it did okay. I failed the Air Force, though, and my Navy got slapped. It was bad. Like, the Navy did okay. They did all right. They didn't do good. I mean, the Royal Navy's the Royal Navy. What are you going to do? But when I stopped, my troops were making a push in Western Egypt for the Suez. That's when I stopped because I realized it was 1 in the morning. Alex, give me 1 second. We'll move to that in a moment. I once hurled turkey, but that was during Christmas, so it's been a while. Wait, Dan, do you guys have turkey for Christmas? Huh. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Dude, we don't do turkey for Christmas over here because we have Thanksgiving. You know, Thanksgiving is a holiday for showing the cooperation between the pilgrims when they came over here to escape from you. No, with the local people. The reality of that situation is that the pilgrims had no food and the Native Americans did, so they had a dinner, a meeting of equals. Nah, it's a little more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. It's messed up. Anyway, shout out to Grabshot for the gift sub, very generous. Yeah. And pierogi. Nice. Yes, the day we call your welcomes day. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. All right. You're supposed to promote your hometown crop. Thanksgiving is all about the cranberry sauce. Dude, there are cranberry fields near me, Jim. I drive by them. Nova, thanks for the 5 subs, man. Yeah, straight up cranberry fields, dude. And Jim, you know what's kind of messed up? I never come down here. I never came down here in the summer, unless it was during the summertime. I straight up thought the cranberry bogs were abandoned. I'm not even kidding, because I never saw anybody in them. But hey, that's not, summer isn't harvesting season for cranberries, idiot. Like, it was one of those like, wow, they still use these? Oh my good. Yep, nope. I really felt stupid. Yep. Anyway, would you mind educating me about this car in my neighborhood on Discord? Hey. Did you just walk up and take some pictures of this dude's car? All right. Hey, do you like that? You like that car, Black? Are there more vineyards or strawberry fields? Are they more like vineyards or a strawberry field? They literally look like a swamp, Penguin. They look like a lake that has like, you ever seen like a lake that somebody like dammed up at one end and it's just like swamp? That's what a cranberry field looks like, only it's bright freaking red. Yeah, it's weird, man. Yeah. It's bright red, dude. Like, actually, actually, you know what? It's the color of the truck. It's that color. It's very weird seeing a swamp or something that looks like a swamp that's that color. It's very, you're like, what the hell? That's very uncanny valley. But yeah, you get used to it over time. Alex, I will talk to you about the Starship FTS in a moment. Blackness, what is this? 73 Mustang? 73 Mustang Notch. That's actually kind of rare because no one cared about these. It's a Mustang, dude. Yeah, Mustang. Yep. This guy is a Ford fan. What is that, Nova? Yeah, it's a 73 Mustang, dude. Cool car. Yeah, that's really wicked, dude. You won't see stuff like that on cars nowadays. So Mustangs, first gen Mustangs. So the first gen Mustang, that chassis kind of went from, oh, hey, nice, an S197. That's like mine, dude. I love the stripes though. I know nothing. Okay, so little thing, a little bit of a thing on Mustangs. Okay, so that's a Mustang. That's called a notchback Mustang. It's a 73 notchback, which is cool. That's a cool car. So the Mustangs, the first, and that is a first gen Mustang. The first gen Mustang ran from 1964 and a half. They started making it mid 1964 because of the demand. Because of anticipated demand, I should say. The first gen Mustang went from 1964 to 1970. 1973 was the last year. That was the last year for the first gen Mustang. And then they switched to a Mustang 2, which was a Pinto with a Mustang logo on it. Yeah, that didn't do very well. We don't talk about those. So here are first gen Mustangs. So the reason why that car looks so weird and why it's a little bit unrecognizable, it's because it's a notchback. Okay? So the first gen Mustang, they made in a couple of different variants. Ford made the Fastback, which is the one with the louvers on it. That's the cool one. That's the one that's worth the most money. I mean, that's a GT350, but that's another story. That's a Fastback. See that? That's the one that everybody likes. Those are the ones that are the most popular. Then they made a Mustang Coupe. This is called the Coupe. Even though the other one is a Coupe too, it has 2 doors. That's a Fastback. See how it's a 3-door. It's basically a 3-door hatchback. That's what it is. They call it Fastback though. That is called a notchback. That's a notchback Mustang because the back is notched if you look at it from the side. And then there's the convertible. That has no roof. See, there's the 3 variants right there. So convertible, notchback, fastback. So what you saw is a 73 Mustang notchback. That's a cool car. It's cool looking. It's really kind of the last bit of the muscle cars, dude, because in 1973 there was the fuel embargo, and yeah, basically muscle cars started getting really fat and gross and underpowered after that. It's weird that they skipped 3rd and 4th gen Mustangs. I like it. So hang on. So see that car? That thing looks sick. It looks like a Batmobile, right? Look at what they did in 74. There's a reason why people don't want these. It literally looks like a grandma's car. There was the King Cobra in 79. That's a cool car. The King Cobra's neat. But, yeah, Mustangs didn't really get to be cool again until 1980. Yeah. So 1980, Ford basically, the Pinto chassis was caca. That didn't work very well. So they retooled this and they designed a new chassis for the Mustang and for other cars called the Fox platform. Fox platforms are cool. They brought back the notchback, the convertible, and the fastback. So like that's a fastback notch, right? Or that's a fastback Fox body right there. And then there's the notchback Fox body, which I love those things. Those are cool cars, man. Yeah, they went from this abomination to this, which is cool. I like those. Those are nice. And then, see, that's a cool looking car. I like it. I really like it. Those are neat. They're getting really popular. These things depreciated and because no one wanted them for the longest time. See that? That's cool. I like this. Really nice car. It's small. The Fox body is tiny. The Fox body is a tiny car. It's really not that big. For an American car, it's not big. It's a mid-sized sedan everywhere else in the world. But yeah, it's a small car for us, and that's why people like it, because it's really, really freaking light. And you can put a big engine in this thing, and it'll go really, 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 really fast. No, they had the 5.0. James basically, the 5.0 ran in the Mustang pretty much, I think it's since 1967. Yeah, they just didn't call it a 5.0. It's a 302 cubic inches, which is technically 4.99 liters. But saying it's a 4.9 liter sounds stupid. Saying it's a 5.0 sounds cool. So Ford just rounded up for marketing purposes. So yeah, Blackness, that's a cool car, man. So interesting story about the Mustang. If you really want to know, if Blackness, if you have time, I mean, so in the late 1980s, early 1990s, Ford was going to stop making the Mustang. They were going to stop making it because fuel economy and stuff. So they were going to replace it with this. Because in the late 80s, like hot Japanese imports were the thing, and Ford was trying to compete, so they were going to get rid of the Mustang and replace it with a Ford Probe, which is a front-wheel drive, front-engine econo box that's masquerading as a performance vehicle. So, what Ford did, dude, honestly, they started rolling out the Probe and started telling people that, yeah, we're going to stop making the Mustang. Honestly, the backlash was so bad, Ford was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't stop making the Mustang. So they hastily redesigned the Fox platform in the early 90s. In 94, they rushed it because they were like, oh crap, we will lose a ton of money if we do not remake, if we do not give the Mustang a redesign. So they redesigned it real fast. They redesigned the Fox platform and extended it a little bit and made the SN95 chassis, which is this. The SN95 chassis went from 94 to 2004. It's not bad. It's okay. But if this looks like it was kind of hastily made, yeah, that's, even though the name was good. Oh, the probe so Aqualex, the funny thing is that Ford was so far into production with the Probe, and they made like a shift at the last second before they replaced the Mustang and made the SN95 like real fast. That's why it looks like it's missing some parts, right? These Mustangs, dude, you can get for nothing. You can get SN95s for nothing. Yeah. So the interesting thing is that Ford was so far in production, they just said, well, what are we going to do with this new Mustang that's front-wheel drive? Nobody wants it. They were too far in, so they just put the Probe name on it and sold it. And it did okay. It's not a Mustang, though. Chris Fix has one of these. Yeah, that's what he made into his drift car because they're really inexpensive. You can get one of these in the U.S. with a V8 for like $2 to $3 grand. Seriously. Actually, the price is probably a little bit higher now. The price of everything went up after COVID. Every car. The price of every car went up because it's harder to find parts for everything because supply lines and stuff. So, yeah. They did a refresh of the SN95 in 99, and the SN95 chassis isn't inherently bad. It's just motors at the time weren't there. But see, that looks nice, dude. I actually don't mind this. It kind of's got like a Supra vibe going to it. I don't hate it. I really don't. Actually, one of these with like a 2JZ in it I'd do that. It would piss off Supra fans and Mustang fans. It'd be great. Yeah, those are cool cars. And then Ford rolled out with the gnarliest freaking thing. There was this whole fiasco with them when they redesigned the SN95. They gave it a better grille and stuff. They always refresh the Mustang halfway through the chassis production. They do it every 4 years. So they always give it an update. So they'll make a chassis. They'll make that chassis for 8 years. And then 4 years through, they'll update it. They'll give it a refresh. That's what Ford's literally been doing with Mustangs since the 60s, which is kind of cool. I mean, stick to your guns, right? Except for the whole Probe fiasco, but that's another story. So they rolled out in the late 90s with a car, and Ford was basically teasing that the Cobra, this Cobra was going to make 500 horsepower, which was a big deal in the 90s. It was actually like a big deal. They started lying about it, and it turns out that like the car ended up making a lot less power than what was promised, and they pissed off so many people that Ford rolled out with the SVT Cobra as a way of like literally saying, oh, my bad. So they rolled out with the SVT Cobra R, which is one of the gnarliest Mustangs ever made. So check this out. Look at. I know it doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like much, but that's the point. That's the whole idea. It doesn't look like much, but when you start noticing things, you start noticing things like that. Oh, nice, Nova. There you go. See what I'm talking about right there? So the wing and everything, the wing is there for performance. It's not there to look good. It's there for downforce because you need downforce. So this thing, that thing has, all right, hear me out. It has a 4.6 liter V8 in it. Aluminum, 4.6 liter V8. Dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder. Dual overhead cam V8. So it's 4 cams. It's a quad cam with a 5-speed behind it. And independent rear suspension with limited slip. This thing is an absolute beast. These cars are still cool. They're still good. They still perform really well. Actually, a functional spoiler. Aqualex Ford had to pull out all the stops because they're, I've noticed as time has progressed, their marketing team has gotten, corporations, am I right? They're like, what the marketing team thinks has diverged from what people actually want. The Mach-E is another good example of that. So this thing's got independent rear, limited slip. That four cam 4 valve is supercharged, by the way. Yeah, supercharged. This thing is a monster. It was a rocket ship for the early 2000s. Really, really fast. It's a really cool car. And then, so yeah, that thing's fast, Blackness. This was in Gran Turismo. The Japanese put it in Gran Turismo because they thought it was such a nice car, it actually is. The SVT Cobras are beast mode, dude. They're really, really fast. Really fast car for the time. They're great on the track. Really, really nice track car. Great weight distribution, etc., etc. And then in 2005, they rolled out my generation, the Mustang that I have, an S197. They replaced the SN95 with the 197 and went for a more retro look. Which is funny because the SN95 did not have if we go back a little bit, the SN95 only came in coupe and convertible. They got rid of notchback. They got rid of they only have fastback and convertible. They got rid of the coupe in 93. I forgot to say that. And then they rolled out with the S197, which is the one that I have. I have a pre-refresh S197 that went from 2005 to 2009. That guy has an S197, but his is the 2010 to 2014 197, where it's a little bit updated. Mine looks like this. I like that. That looks really nice with those BBS rims. Wow. I like that. You prefer mine? Yeah. This one is supposed to look like, it's supposed to look like the first gen Mustangs. It's kind of supposed to look like this. Not a 73, but it's supposed to look like the 64.5 to 69 Mustang. It's supposed to be somewhere around there. That thing, I actually really like that. Little bit of a lowering kit with those BBS chromes. That looks really sharp. That's what my Mustang looks like. It's that color. It's nice. That looks really good. I actually really like that. And now whenever I look at my stupid car, I'm going to be like, it's too high up off the ground. I agree, Blue. Oh, you're not wrong. I hate Pinterest. How does Pinterest exist? Does somebody actually go and pay for that stuff? All right. Yeah, man. Dude, it looks really nice. Mine looks exactly like this, except I have different rims and mine's a little bit higher up off the ground. Not Pinterest. Camara. So, yeah. The guy has an S197 right there. That's a 2010 to 2014. And then after the S197 is the S550, which is a really, really, really nice Mustang. They took the ideas from the SVT Cobra in 2015 and made a new Mustang chassis, that's these ones. These are S550s. S550s are independent rear. Ford is trying to compete with BMW. They're trying to compete with the 3 series and the 4 series with the Mustang. That's what they're trying to do. Which is, I mean, it's a pretty sharp looking car. You like the S197, the Mach 1 not so much. This is just, dude, it's a 73. I'll take this car. That car is money, dude. It's cool. The notchback looks a little strange. But whatever. Still a cool car. He's got slot mags on it. That's sweet. Slot mags on 14s. Very nice. So, and then Ford just rolled out very recently with the S650, which is, believe it or not, check this out. Look at the grill of the S650. See the slats in the grill? It's supposed to look like a 73. They see how long the hood is on this car? It's supposed to, that's a 4-door. Get that off the screen. See? It's supposed to look like it. Yeah, they tried to make it look like the a Mach 1. See? I like the older gen of the S550. The new one is ugly. Yeah. I'll ask for a picture of the front soon. Yeah, man. Car guys. So here's the thing, Blackness, and I'm no exception to this rule. Car guys love talking about their cars. They love to do it. It does not matter who it is. Every car guy likes talking about their cars. So go ask. Hey, man, that's a really nice Mustang. What year is it? What's under the hood? What transmission does it have? Dude, the guy will talk your ear off, just like I do with rockets. Same thing. Yeah, car guys love cars. Oh yeah, we will never hesitate to talk. I will never pass up a moment to talk about my truck. I love my truck, man. Yeah, make sure you have some time too, because you might get your ear talked off. But that's cool, man. That's cool. Except for Mopar guys. Mopar guys are strange, Farm. Very strange.
Discovery.
Mopar guys like to talk about their cars. Like old school Mopar guys like to talk about their cars if you know a little bit about their car. Like, dude, I was at an auto show and there was a real Superbird there. A real Superbird. 69 Superbird. It was green with a black vinyl top. It was real. I looked at the VIN. And the guy saw me look at the VIN. And he's like, the guy was like, it's a nice car, right? I'm like, yeah, man. This is a Lynch Road car, isn't it? Which is the plant where it was made. Right? And he's like, yeah, it's a Lynch Road car. And then he told me a bunch of facts about the Superbird. I couldn't get the guy to shut up. The reason why I knew it's a Lynch Road car is because I'm looking for a number in the VIN, or a number in a letter. On older cars, and you could do it on newer cars too. On older cars, there's letter designations for the factories where they're made. And you could do some like automotive archaeology and stuff and figure out where it was made. The only reason I knew it was a Lynch Road car is because that's where my Coronet was made. They were made on the same assembly line. Probably not that far off from production for each other. I have a 69 Coronet. The Coronet is on the same chassis as the Superbird. So I knew it was a Lynch Road car. I've been to the Lynch Road plant. It's not there anymore. It's just an empty field, but it's kind of still there. So, yeah, Mopar guys, you have to know a little bit about Mopar and then they won't shut up. Yeah. Interestingly enough. All right, Alex, are you here? You want to talk about the flight termination system? Here, let me load up KSP and we'll try to build this Pelican and then maybe we'll do launch pads later. It's still there in your heart. It's kind of still there, Aqualux. Kind of. It's kind of still there. Parts of it are mixed use industrial. There's like powder coating shops in there and stuff, which is kind of cool. I'd rather that than it not existing, I guess. Because the factory where Freb is made is not there. It's not there anymore. It's an empty field. That's a Texas truck, dude. And that makes me really happy. That truck was made in Dallas, man. I have a real Texas truck. And I think that's cool. Go figure. What's a weekly challenge? Build a sci-fi. Build a vehicle from your favorite sci-fi. I like the Pelican from Halo. I want to build that. There's a Corvette Stingray in on one of my Hoon routes. Want me to pick the owner's brain? what year, right? I mean, sure, dude. Your Camaro was built in Van Nuys. Nice. Yeah. Do you like country games better or space games better? I'm a space streamer, Ryan. I teach people about spaceflight. You saw me playing Hearts last night. I remember you. You saw me playing Hearts last night. I don't play Hearts very much. I talk about spaceflight, teach people about spaceflight and cars. Okay, tell me where the Cummins turbo diesel comes from. Which one? Cummins is in Ohio, dude. If I'm remembering right. Now I'm nervous because that might not be correct, but I'm pretty sure Cummins is in Ohio. The 24 valve? Yeah, they make them in Ohio. I'm pretty sure. No idea what year. I'm usually going 60 down that 30-mile-an-hour road, like I said, Hoon route. So, Rek, you know what the cool thing is about not living in the city? There are roads that no one lives on for miles. Yeah, I like that. And you know what the funny thing is? One of those roads is like a cut through, right? Near my house. Like, it gets around the main roads. And you drive down that road and there's literally nothing but tire tracks all over that road. Because you know people hoon on that road all day. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was hoping for more Hearts of Iron 4, but I'll be happy with KSP. You want Hearts? Really? Sign up for a Lime Rock track day and stream it. Well, which car? That's one of the things I miss most about Michigan. So many empty roads with just farmland around. Yeah, Storm. Is Alex here? He wanted to talk about Starship. I asked and I didn't see him respond. Okay, you're here. Okay, I saw it, Alex. All right. Mustang. It's bone stock, Hellfish. The thing's... I demand the old vaporware music. Alright, where did we leave off here? I wanted to build the Pelican. I want to see what we can do. I live in the country that's becoming a city. Yep. Do planes have flight termination systems? No. So, alright. Alex, the flight termination system on Starship ruptured the tanks and Starship did not explode initially. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. They dodged a bullet with that, or a Starship if you want to look at it. It's a stainless steel bullet. Yeah, So SpaceX went to... So it was the automatic flight termination system from what I understand. AFDS triggered and it didn't work. It didn't pop the vehicle. The vehicle started leaking propellants all over the place. I kind of speculated that there may have been a prop leak somewhere on the way up, but I didn't really want to comment much on the vehicle past like Max Q, or where they called Max Q, because you can't really see what's going on. Now, Tim Dodd did have that 8K footage and that kind of showed it, but even then, like... You know, I didn't want to speculate because I wasn't exactly sure. Scott seemed to get it right, though. No, Aqualex, no. Yeah, no, I don't. Dude, the truth of the matter is, man, I don't really hoon on roads. And if I do, like, I stop and make sure nobody's around, right? Because I don't do that. I don't really do that much. And like, if I do, I'll make sure it's in a parking lot where nobody's around and not pissing anybody off or anything, you know? But yeah, I understand what you're saying. So, like, Alex, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's okay. It's not okay. The flight termination system has to be able to do something like that. Now, SpaceX needs to figure out why it didn't do that, and they need to fix it. And yeah, there's really no, like, not no excuse, but you, like, I don't want to sit here and concern troll and speculate about like what could happen, like if a flight termination system doesn't go off right away. Like, yeah, it's probably not. You should probably fix that. Yeah. Yeah, you should probably fix that. That absolutely needs to work. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. You have to. That has to work. That can't not work. You can't not have the FTS. But once again, here's the thing. It's a test flight. Now, don't get me wrong. That does not excuse this. It's a test flight. You're not really going to know if it's going to work until you go and do it, right? But that kind of speaks to the iterative nature of how SpaceX designs things. But there's no excuse if that thing goes and veers off into a populated area. It's no excuse. Flying outside of your temporary flight restriction with a rocket is very, very, very frowned upon. And the FAA doesn't take that lightly. Now, I don't think Starship flew out of its track. And I think it blew up before it, like, went out of the TFR. So, yeah, dude, like, once again, nobody got hurt. That's good. You dodged a bullet. Don't play Russian roulette like that again. Pretty much. That's pretty much where I'm at. And I don't think that they will. I think they went, oh, frick. No, we got to fix that. I suspect it has something to do with the size of the hole rotation. Dead cord off the side, just to be sure. Aqualex, I'm sure SpaceX has already figured out a fix for this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there a so-called pre-flight inspection on these monsters, or just light it and go? There's absolutely a pre-flight check, Farm. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. It's not done with a guy like walking around the vehicle though, right? Just due to the nature of rockets. I mean, maybe we'll get to that point someday, right? It's done by a computer. They have the auto sequencer. I'm sure you've heard that term before. The auto sequencer is basically doing the pre-flight check. And if the auto sequencer sees something that it doesn't like, it'll just be like, nah, I'm not doing this. Just like a pilot, if a pilot, I have a story from a pilot that watches a stream, a good buddy of mine. And he was at an airport one time and he was doing the pre-flight check on his plane. And he went down on the jetway, right? He went down on the jetway, went to the cockpit, talked to the captain. He was a co-pilot at the time, right? Or first officer, I guess. And he talked to the pilot. He's like, all right, let's get going. The pilot's like, hey, can you go do the pre-flight check? Yeah, sure. He walked out the jetway, down the stairs, and turned around, right? And looked underneath the plane, and the back right gear was leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere. And he just went, okay, guess we're not flying today, So, yeah, no problem, Alex. Yeah, they dodged a bullet with this, but you really got to make sure the next one's fixed. Yeah, he kind of stopped and he went, coffee? Okay, nope, we're not flying today. Went up, people were starting to board, and went to the pilot. He goes, our gear is leaking hydraulic fluid. And the pilot went, wow, looks like we're not flying today then. Well, they walked off the plane and the people were like, what, come on. It's like, you don't want to fly in that. Trust me on this one. So they're like, can we call maintenance and fix that? That's not okay. You don't want to leak. The hydraulic fluid leaking out of the gear is not good. It means you have no brakes, amongst other things. But, yeah. No cities today? I was going to play Kerbal. Man, you guys really want hearts or cities, huh? Let's play some KSP, dude. We haven't played in a little while. Elon said 2 months, so it must be true. /S. You hit /J. No, KSP, please. Yeah. That's not a quick fix either. I'd fire anyone who said it was. Well, yeah, of course, man. You got to rebleed the system. Dude, that's a pain in the butt on a car, right? I can only imagine what it's like on an airplane. Like, that just sounds not fun. that just sounds not fun at all. Like, that sounds horrible. Bleeding the brakes on a plane. Oh gosh, that. Help! I've become addicted to World of Tanks. There's nothing I can do for you, Rezel. All right. Dude, I don't know how to fix World of Tanks addiction. The bad part about that is the pilot catches that, says the maintenance crew is asleep. The pilot catches it, that says the maintenance crew is asleep. Yep. Don, I'm just taking a break from Minecraft. Yep. I mean, farm, yeah. That's the one thing that I've noticed about planes and stuff. It's one thing I've noticed about airplanes in general, dude. Airplanes generally, like, don't get me wrong, parts fail. Parts fail like a car, sometimes. But most of the time, so, like, if it's one thing that I'm learning about airplanes, and I learned this from the AMPs that watch the stream, right, and people that know this stuff. Guys, okay, so I'm kind of honing in on this. You correct me if I'm wrong. Parts do fail. Like, stuff needs to be fixed. But you ideally don't want to get to the point where the part fails. If you overhauled the plane correctly, parts should never fail. Ever. Ever. Like, that shouldn't happen. Like, a plane shouldn't leak hydraulic fluid all over the ramp. That means maintenance wasn't done correctly. Right? Like, those parts should not fail. Like, you know, with a car, like, I had the misfortune having the tire fall off on the 97 going down the highway. I could just pull over to the side of the road. With planes, if a part fails, like, you're dead. There's no like, oh, ejector seat, like you shouldn't have parts fail. There shouldn't be parts that fail on an airplane. It should be serviced before the part fails, because with a plane you have to know the limits of the part, which is why planes are more expensive than cars. The whole reason why mean time between failure, yeah, the part should never fail. You should never even get to that point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no FOD.
Discovery, going.
Yeah, that's the thing about airplanes, dude. The airplane shouldn't, like, you see in the movies, like, oh, the engine failed just randomly. No, nothing is random. Nothing is random with planes. Nothing. There's no, like, oh, random, it just randomly exploded. No, everything happens for a reason. It's something that you learn. It's something that I've learned with mechanical systems over time. Like with cars, there's always a root cause. Parts just don't randomly fail with a car. Never. It never happens. Ever. They don't randomly fail. Somebody did something, or the part needed to be changed over time or something like that. Parts don't fail. For no reason. There's a reason why they did. Hey, Cats. Antares, what's going on? Thanks for the resub, man. There's someone on the wing. Normal wear and tear never leads to a failure. Either something unusual happened to it, maintenance failed, or was skimped on somewhere, or there's something wrong in the documentation and design work from the factory. Yeah. Yeah, you should never, like, do a pre-flight check on a plane and, like, mess with the wing and have the wing fall off. That's not good. Like, that should never happen. It's part of the reason why the aviation industry is so safe, because people are anal about that stuff, and as they should be. They should expect a failure. That's why redundancy is built in. Yep. You should have the Starship launch on one of your mission control screens. Yep. No system is fault-proof. Yeah, I mean, there is that, Fen. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that one, too. Oh, jeez, Bill. Damn. Alright. We did the Eve lander last. We did the Eve lander. Oh, man, look at that thing. Dude, this... Man. We gotta build more planes. We gotta build more planes. This Phantom, even though it doesn't have the long canopy like the real one does, it looks pretty right, dude. People don't even pop the hood or check the oil anymore. Let me just see here. I guess Bill's flying solo today. Dude, we need to... They need to get rid of the contrails, man. I was filling an F-15 in 2011, and I had to tell the crew chief that we had to stop because I found a 15-inch crack in the body that they didn't notice. Stress cracks from aluminum are dangerous, right? What you have, Gujar, don't you have to, like, if you see a part that's a part of aluminum that's been fatigued, that's cracked, you have to cut the crack out, right? You cut that off, right? Not, like, don't just take a freaking angle grinder to an airplane, right? Like, not like that. Like, there are ways that you have to cut it. You have to cut it in a certain way. No, you don't replace the panels, Good Mood. There are 737s out there where they have part of the flaps cut off. Stop drilling, yeah. Well, if farm criticizes is valid, I have no idea why cars don't have sensors for this. Aqualux, you know what I'd like to do? You know what would be cool? Build a car out to, like, plane specs. You know what I mean? Like, put sensor... Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's pretty much a modern car nowadays, right? But put sensors and everything on it. Stop... Yeah, stop drilling doubler plate. Yep. Yeah, supercars and stuff, exactly. Like, it would be cool to do as a... The reason why I would want to do it, guys, is, like, it's cool to look at the telemetry. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine if we had, like, all the telemetry that you'd get from, like, a rocket with a car and stuff? I mean, don't get me wrong, that's basically a race car. It's basically a race car. Why no oil level sensor, just a low one? Why? Yeah. I mean, well... I mean, the thing with cars is... I think, like, back in the day, dude, they didn't really have the technology to make something like that, to put a computer in a car, right? So they had to use a mechanical it's a mechanical transducer for oil pressure, right? Or low oil, I think. I forget how it works exactly. I'd have to go look at the part. But anyway, it'd be cool to take, like, an old car and not necessarily have, like, a computer controlling the car, but just a computer for recording telemetry, like a flight data recorder for a car and stuff. To be honest, do we really want to see the telemetry of a Honda Jazz or a Kia Soul? No, absolutely not. I mean, it'd be kind of cool, Rec, right? Like, that'd be cool. But we do today, so that's not just an excuse. Someone decided that's good enough. I don't think it's arbitrary, dude, but... Oof. I don't think it's arbitrary, but yeah, they definitely... you know, like, what am I trying to say? I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that they don't want you seeing all the telemetry, because one, the average person doesn't care, because why would we care about, you know, things like keeping our thing that we own in line, right? Like working correctly. Like me, I mean, you know, like you and I ain't like that, dude. You know that, right? Like, I think the second part of that is, you know, they want you to bring it to the dealer, so the dealer can fix it. With cars, they're operating on pretty low margins to begin with, dude. So, I mean, I'm not sure if that's a thing, but yeah, it would be cool to, like, take the 59 and get the telemetry from it or something, or the Coronet or whatever. You know, you could do that. That's nothing that the aftermarket industry isn't doing. I mean, most cars have computers that do that, Octolux. What kind of car do you have? Like, dude, Brimo's Fusion can do, like, I know for a fact that thing probably has a telemetry sense, like all kinds of sensors on it. There's sensors everywhere on modern cars. Need a lot of fab work? What do you mean? In what regard? Dealership services where the majority of their income comes from. Yep. Is it true that modern cars have USB slots for the computer? Serge, they have what's called an OBD2, onboard diagnostics port. But yeah, I mean, nowadays you can just plug a laptop into a car and the sensors will tell you what's wrong. Cars throw error codes nowadays, guys. They throw codes that's, if you're from the software world, it's similar to like a blue screen code that you get when your Windows computer doesn't work, right? Like, my Mustang has low oil level lights. Ask me how I know. So yeah, cars will throw codes. But see, the codes are nice, but I don't really necessarily like OBD codes, because what that does is that basically makes the mechanic turn into repair and replace, right? Like, oh, the computer is telling me that the alternator failed. All right, replace the alternator. But that doesn't really address the root issue as to why the alternator failed. You know what I mean? Is there a problem with the car? Is it did the user screw it up? Right? Like, what's the reason? I don't like that with cars. I like to know why my car didn't do that. Like, why it didn't work right. Is it something that I did? Not just I have to replace this part, you know? Yeah, exactly, Milton. Yeah. We could see basically everything on Mercedes. We could diagnose a car like an OBD2 port from anywhere in the world from my laptop at home. If I have the VIN, I can check codes. That's crazy, man. The Coronet and the 59 don't have the bits needed to mount the sensors. Let's find something then. Maybe it needs spindles from a Mustang or something. I don't know. Figure it out, man. Like, I'm not... Dude, there's so many car parts out there. We could do that. Absolutely. But anyway. Lack of maintenance is the root source on most problems. Yep. Actually, I was reading about the QA1 kits that they make for the Coronet, Hellfish. I'm kind of anticipating for when the truck is finished. Was that an F4? Yeah. It's an F4 that I made. It's the second plane that I've ever made in KSP2. I wanted to try and make the Pelican today, though, guys. So let's go over here. And... that, and we can track your car, but they don't tell you that. Yeah, that's messed up. The Pelican is like a drop ship. It's like from the Halo universe. It's pretty cool. It's a drop ship that the United Nations Space Command uses, in the series and stuff. They're It's basically like synonymous in function with like a UH-60 or a V-22 or something like that. I was wondering if we could make this thing. You know, I'm not 100% sure we could do it. There's some concept art. Yeah. I have made it we've made it in the past. I made it in Halo 1. I made it in Kerbal 1, but it didn't look exactly right. Gonna need a lot of ballast weight in the back. Why? The Pelican doesn't have tilting engines, guys. They move kind of back and forth, kind of like an auto gyro. Now, once again, we can't do that in KSP 2. We could do it in KSP 1. But I can pretty much make up for it with the with Panther engines. Has KSP 2 gotten its third patch? No. Cats, they're the latest dev update was hang on. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, we're gonna get some rain today. I forgot about that. The latest patch that I saw, actually, or the latest update that I saw, actually had them saying that they were going to, they're going to slow down the frequency of patches to work on, like the roadmap. Yeah, I know, Aqualix. Yeah, this entire thing moves. Like I said, this whole thing moves. They don't move very much though. What's that, Fent? Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's cool, man. Reddit loved that announcement. Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, if that means that we get, parts in the roadmap quicker, that would be great. But, look, like, as long as when the roadmap stuff comes out that, they keep doing bug squashing, I'm kind of cool with it, I guess. Like, I don't know, stream chat. Yeah, there's still, like, there's still some pretty nutso problems with KSP2. And don't get me wrong, like, that's okay, but, I mean, look at how much trouble I had with the, building the Eve lander. I built it for Triton, didn't work. I put the Eve lander together here. I went to launch it. It blew up on. It didn't even blow up on the pad. The game exploded, and then I reloaded it, and it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll still send stuff off to the QA team and stuff. But yeah. The amount of content the game has now is fine. They should just make what they have now playable. I mean, like, look, what is this? I don't even know what that is. Not that it's not playable, it's more stable. I mean, yeah, it's Kerbal 1 or Kerbal 2 right now really just supports, like, so guys, like, my thing with it is that you're right. It's actually pretty fun. It's a good game. I don't mind it. But it really, my thing is, and don't get me wrong, I'm not dumping on anybody. This is not being like, oh my god, this is so stupid, or anything like that. That's not it. Like, I understand that game development takes time, dude, and us being entitled about it is not going to fix any problems. My thing about Kerbal is that it's kind of difficult. Kerbal 2 doesn't work with the way I play the game. Like, syndicated missions, docking stuff together, building things in space. It doesn't really like doing that right now. It kind of favors KSP 0.25, KSP 1.25 gameplay, where it's just launch something in one singular mission, you know, get it there and come back. Like, reuse is not... I wouldn't even try to reuse something in KSP 2 right now. The game would absolutely croak. So, yeah, like, that's... It's hard for me to... Like, that doesn't mean we can't do like, Wings Wednesday payloads or something. Or Wings Wednesday missions. Like, building a plane, one-off thing, that's fine. That's not how development works. They have different groups of people, one working on optimization and fixing, one group for feature development. They literally said the opposite of that in the last dev note. Like, I mean, Mikey, I don't disagree with you, but comfy. Like, don't get me wrong, they're still going to have the QA team working on things. They just said that the frequency of patches will go down. Like, this is... Here. Let me show you.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
On the subject of updates, our update cadence is going to slow down a bit. There are a couple of reasons for this. Not least of which is that every time we release an update, we divert resources that would otherwise be focused on continuing to improve the game. We are always balancing our desire to improve the current early access experience against long-term goals that involve more time investment. This is a very personal issue for me because as a fan, I want the game to be perfect and awesome right now. But since genies don't actually exist, that's not how we'll arrive at the best version of KSP2. We will continue to release updates prior to our big science feature update. And hopefully a slower update cadence will mean that when they do get out, they contain more robust improvements. We are still working on what that exact cadence looks like. I'll update you when I know more. No, Mikey, I know. I know how game dev works, dude. Like, I get it. Like, and that's why I said, like, I'm not trying to dump on Nate or anybody else. Like, I get it. This stuff takes time. Kerbal is a very complicated game to play. And it does work. You know, like I said, early access. I get it. I get it. I'm like, it's just, yeah. I have to, like, adjust my play style completely, and it's kind of messing with me. Like, I don't like having to do that, but, you know, once again, you know, as a consumer and a purveyor of fine gaming, right? Like, it's difficult to actually, Mikey, let me say it to you like this. Okay, like, once again, I ain't harping on the developers. I have no skin in the game, and I'm not developing games. So before you criticize, you should know, right? I agree with you on that one, right? Like, and with that being said, there's a lot of entitlement out there from people that don't understand game devs cycles, right? And I think if you don't have anything constructive to say, you should be quiet, right? Not you, Mikey, but you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I've been developing a style of playing KSP, you know, with, like, very precision engineered missions. I've been developing that for a decade, and it's really hard for me to not do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't have any problems with them slowing down patches. It kind of, hey, if that's what Nate thinks needs to be done, I'm in. I believe you. It's just, yeah, I'm like, what's the right way to say this? I didn't really think this conversation was going to get this deep, but I'm like afraid that if I just dumb down the way that I play. Okay, so this is me talking as a content creator now. If I just dumb down and just do what everybody else is doing, it's boring. Like, I'm bored. Like, that's not fun for me. You know, like, if that's what needs to be done, that's what needs to be done, I suppose. But like, you'd be hard pressed to try and make a space station in KSP2 right now. You know, like. Yeah, monastery. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, if we did go back to playing KSP1 mock, it's you know, we'll still play KSP2. I gotta wait for it to be a little bit more fleshed out, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know, Sam. I know, I know. I just, yeah. Like, there's. And don't get me wrong, the Eve mission that we ran was fantastic, dude. I have, you know, we go in here, we go over to that tracking station. I landed something on Eve on the first try, which was really, really freaking cool. That really made me happy. Like, check this out, man. That's really awesome. I'm like super pumped that we did it. And maybe we should go to all the other planets. Like, let's, you know, like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, I'm afraid that if I, you know, just do this regular stuff that no one, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just not a formula I've tried with content creation, you know? We did go to other planets. I've gone to more planets in KSP2 than I've on stream than I have on KSP1. You know, we've been to Ike, we've been to Duna, we've been to Eve, Moon, Minmus, Kerbin. Like, we've been all over. That's more than, dude. That's Eve. The Eve and Gilly stuff is more than KSP. More than KSP1. We went to Gilly in the first couple of weeks. You know. I think it's an interesting choice to slow down the updates. Yeah, Warped. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, I'm not sure, but dude, what I'm not gonna do here is sit here and concern troll the developers. You know, like, I know them. It's different when you put a name to a face like that. I trust their judgment. If Nate thinks that that's the right decision, I trust him. You know. Do you think that your viewer base watches your KSP content for you or your content in general? A lot of people watch for KSP, but most of you guys are here for me. And I understand that, Arsenal. Like, I get that. But see, here's the thing. If I'm not challenging myself, like... It's done nothing but rain for the past 2.5 weeks. If I'm not challenging myself, I'm not having fun. That's the truth. I don't know, Blue. Yeah, like, that's the thing. You guys are here for me, but I'm not here for me if I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. I haven't made a career in this industry out of just going with the flow, you know what I'm saying? It's not really my style. I prefer to have less frequent but more substantial updates. Jim, you know what? I agree with you on that one. Yeah. I mean, because patch 2 was great. It did make a lot. It did improve performance. It fixed a lot of things. But yeah, that's all it did. And I get, like, I already, you know, I'm not speaking for Nate, but I can definitely see how, you know, with all the stuff that patch 1 fixed, that you would expect patch 2 to have a lot more stuff in it, right? But patch 2 was more just straight bug squashing, which I don't have a problem with. But I did see that, you know, when patch 2 came out, a lot of people were like, oh, EJ, what's in patch 2? And I'm like, oh, just a bunch of background fixes. There was, like, no one specific thing. Like, that I could go and say. Like I would actually prefer more concrete updates on a period, like a little bit longer of a schedule. Like if they did one patch every month, I'd be good with that. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. It's just interesting, dude. Like I don't know, yeah. It's like I'm not gonna say that like. You know, like I'm disappointed about the lesser patches. Like no, that's silly. No. Give him time. Give him time. It'll be good, man. You know. How many canards are we gonna add to this pelican? I don't know, man. Yeah, the rain, dude. Crazy, right? You want a city builder challenge? Try Workers and Resources. Workers and Resources is nuts. Cats, I played that game. I played that game as a joke on April Fool's one day. And I played it and I never touched it again. The reason why I never touched it again is because I played it and I did like 8 hours of play. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing game. And I didn't play it because I'm like, I have too many games to play right now. I have too many games. You know? I have, Rezel. The stream shut off. Yeah, the Crown Vic stream, they shut it off. I think they were changing cameras when I checked. To answer your early question, I old Prius that made many trips across the U.S. in terms of mileage. Traction battery finally died, and I'm amazed it lasted as long as it did, considering how I treated it. I don't have to worry about all changes anymore, but I still have my Bluetooth OBD reader. Yeah. It's up right now? Yeah, when I checked this morning, dude, it was off. They were switching cameras or something. Yeah. It's super hard. I don't know, man. I kind of want to make the Pelican. I kind of want to do the daily challenge, but yeah, I don't know. Have you heard of the X59? Yeah, of course. Can you share a picture of one that you made in KSP2? Yeah, go ahead, man. Absolutely. All right, let's play. Let's just jump in and play. Restore agency colors. You'd be curious to see how my cities are doing? I was wondering since KSP wants to show UJ wants to show the space is harder. Why never try KSP1 with Principia and RO? Stream marketing has to do with it, Tomas. If somebody sees that I'm playing KSP and they click on it and the game is literally unrecognizable from stock KSP, they're gonna leave. Dude, what I do in KSP already confuses people enough. And I'm amazed that I can come up with explanations that, you know, get people to stay. It's marketing. It's marketability for the stream, dude. This is why I don't mod the trash out of Cities or mod the trash out of Kerbal or any game. Because I don't want people to come in, you know, expecting their gameplay from Cities, right? Or what their expectations are for the game. And see what I'm doing is just completely out of left field. Like, I don't even know what this is. You know what they'll do? They'll go and find another stream. I wouldn't struggle with realism overhaul, Shaw. That would not happen. I'm confident in my abilities, and I know what people are going to say. I know what you guys are going to, do it. Guys, I'm not going to struggle with it. I know I'm not going to struggle with it. And I don't want to play it either, for the exact reason that I just said. The market for RORP1 on Twitch is nothing compared to regular KSP. I mean, grab that. A lot of experience in this field, man. So Lakers or Warriors? I don't really care about basketball, dude. The Celtics are in it, but they lost last night. But hey, I mean, that's kind of neat. I don't like basketball like I like hockey. It's a good sport. It's just not really for me. I love refrigerators, yeah. Stars or Kraken? I don't care. Is there a way for both of them to lose? Have you checked on Cleater's Vic? Yeah, I checked on it this morning when they were switching cameras. Are they going to change the oil? Are they going to change the oil while it's driving? Yeah, she's still going, man. Oh, no, transmission. Dude, so what Cletus is trying to do, that Crown Vic is sitting there with the basically, it's on cruise control at 100 miles an hour, so 160 kph on jack stands, and they're just going to see how long it goes. They have it right next to the racetrack's gas pump. Not in an unsafe way, let me put it to you like that. It's right next to the pump, so they just got to top it off every once in a while. And they basically want to see how far it goes. And I said that thing will pretty much go forever. It'll pretty much go until it runs out of oil. The components aren't going to wear. I mean, maybe they will a little bit in the transmission if they don't change the transmission fluid. I mean, it'll eventually wear out, but what they're going to try to do is have the thing go the entire month of May. I don't think they're going to kill that mod motor, Orion, to be honest with you. What's the point of the experiment that they're doing? Just to see if it works, cats. Yeah, it's because it's hilarious, dude. That's why they're doing it. They just want to see how good of a design that thing is. Really warped. Huh. I mean, there's no load on the drivetrain, guys. There's no load on that thing. You buy that one and drive it back if it works? Maybe. Dude, I think, I mean, the gas is going to be super expensive. But yeah, I think as long as it has oil and transmission fluid, I don't think, I mean, it's a police car. It's an ex-police car. Those things are designed to sit there with the engine on for very long periods of time. They have upgraded cooling systems on it because they know, like, a cop will be waiting at the side of the road and the engine's always on, right? Like, it's designed like that on purpose. So, I mean, as long as it has oil in it, it should be fine. I don't know, Wolfie, yeah. I mean, it's at 100 miles an hour, right? So that's 2,400 miles a day for 31 days. $2,400 times 31. 74,400 miles. Times that by 1.6 for the metric viewers. 119,040 kilometers. It's a long way. I'm really interested to see an oil change while it's running. I don't think they'll change the oil. They'll probably just top it off. I would not get underneath that thing even if the rear tires are on jack stands. I would not get underneath it when it's in gear, in drive, going 100 miles an hour. Yeah, that's, and I know that Cleater and his boys are way smarter than that. They like doing crazy stuff, but not like that. I wouldn't even get in front of it. Well, there's a reason why they parked another Crown Vic in the front, dude. All right. Yeah, right, James. How many times around the Earth is that? 3? Wow. I mean, keep in mind, that's at the equator. Um, that's at the equator. The Earth's circumference does change because it's a giant jello mold. It's pretty damn impressive, dude. Like I said, that car, Crown Vics are designed to go forever, dude. They're built like tanks because they're law enforcement vehicles. They're designed to just sit there and idle for hours. Like that police car is police car that had like 160,000 miles on it, right? That's the thing is designed. We don't know what the hours on that engine is. That motor's probably been operating for like thousands of hours. Yeah. Uh-oh. What's that, Panther? Oops. Yeah, Jim, exactly. There's no load on the drivetrain. If they did this on a dyno, that would be insane, dude. That's when you'd start breaking things. But yeah, just freewheeling it like that, I think it'll be fine. Magellan's Ford should have never stopped making the Crown Victoria. I think that was a big mistake. Ford wanted to globalize its platforms in the late 2000s, basically make a fleet of vehicles that they could sell on every continent, and the same fleet of vehicles, which is why, for instance, we got the Ranger back in the States. And part of that was getting rid of the Crown Vic line, which is really stupid. That was a really stupid thing to do. I mean, Ford literally lost like fleet vehicle market share to Dodge because they didn't make a 4-door sedan anymore that was good for law enforcement, which is the stupidest thing I've like. I don't know why you'd do that. Ford makes so much money off of selling police cars. Yeah, everybody drives Explorers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Element, can you imagine getting that thing with a stat vest on, like a bulletproof vest? Like, screw that. There's no room. Oh, Bremo's calling. You're on stream. What's up?
There's a spring in the house for you.
A leaf spring?
Yeah, but there's only one. I don't know why they only dropped off one.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Did you bring it inside?
I did, 'cause it was on the front porch.
And it's raining. Yeah.
Yeah. You might want to check their eBay. Maybe they told you something about it.
All right. Yeah, I'll look. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. We have car parts at the door. Most city vehicles now are required to have an hour counter. Yeah, Gujo. Yeah. Those weren't supposed to come until tomorrow. Okay, so I gotta bring that thing back here first and foremost, dude. So it's like the Ford Transit that existed here in the 70s in the UK. Everybody drove one. They changed the design, its popularity fell, and when they changed it again, the same thing happened. Just goes to show you should never mess with it. Hey, the design works because it works, cats. Yeah, they sell a lot of cars because because it's a good design, right? I'm thinking, guys. I mean, I gotta go get the leaf. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back in a moment. I want to go get that because, yeah, I want to bring it back here. I'll be back 1 second, okay? I'll be right back. Okay. Turning over a new leaf. Yeah, you want to see it? It's right there. It's interesting. I mean, we don't have the bolts or anything, so I can't really do that work today, but I found a crack in the truck's right front leaf spring, which is not good. Yeah, Jim, it's going to rain. Not ideal. It's the replacement for the front. Yeah. Yeah, Element, I put the bed back together, dude, and I was looking to what is word? I lost my train of thought. That was weird. More coffee is needed. I was looking to go over everything to make sure, like, 'cause I want to take it for a test drive, right? Because I put the new exhaust on. I want to get it. I want it to freaking run. Yeah, I found a crack in the right front. The leaf spring is actually sheared in 2 spots. Like, it, yeah, it's not good. Don't get me wrong, probably drive, it'd probably be fine, but I don't need another Route 154 happening. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I appreciate that. No, I didn't really tell you guys about the I didn't tell you about the the right front leaf. I've been honestly just cranking out truck stuff. Like, I've been working on the truck for like 4 to 6 hours like every day. That's why, that's the kind of the reason. And there is other things. It's kind of the reason why I'm like, I haven't been streaming as much as I usually do. Thanks, Bill. Anyway, let's thinking about what I want to do. Should probably get that off the screen. So, guys, here's the thing. All right, I want to work on this Pelican project, right? I want to do it. There's another thing. Like, KSP patches notwithstanding, I want to work on this Pelican project, but I'm afraid that if I don't get it done, we're never going to finish it. The reason why we're never going to finish it is the Pelican project is basically a KSP challenge. But here's the thing. Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, I'm taking off because I have my bachelor party. That should be fun. And I managed to invite some of the craziest people I know to it, which, I mean, some men just want to watch the world burn. So, I'm hesitant to start this project, especially when I know I'm not going to finish it. I don't think we'll get the Pelican finished today, even if I use vector control. So maybe we should do it another day. And I probably, forgive me, guys, I don't mean to say, oh, I'm going to do this and then bait and switch. I don't do that on purpose. I probably should have thought about this before I started today. Halo Pelican or Boeing Pelican? I wanted to build the D-77 from Halo, Magellan. Like, remember we built it back in the day in KSP1 and we used Panthers to make it fly correctly? Hey, at least you picked the days where SpaceX is just launching another batch of Starlinks. Yeah, right. Hearts with space news? We can do that, Novus. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because that's a project that we've already started. Now, I don't know if it's going to end today, but yeah, we'll see. So, guys, once again, sorry for not playing KSP too much. It's just been my schedule. My schedule's been crazy. We will jump back into Kerbal when I get back. Let's get more spaghetti music. Yeah, once again, I should have thought about this before I baited everybody into saying that I'm playing KSP today. I apologize. If you're being out after that, I don't blame you. Sorry about that. So let's go back to the spaghetti incursion.